I don't know. Why do you think it was horrible?
Because it's been there, done that. I'm happy that I have my new studio. That's new. Like basically, that's new. I love the fact that you've been doing some reading. That was like super exciting, super fresh. I had nothing. I was scattered. My brain is scattered. I didn't
Yogi, will you
really.
shut the fuck up? Like seriously, I thought you were great. I thought you were very articulate. You're making very good points. You've got a great speaking voice. You've got great poise. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, what is that critical mind?
It's
And
trying to do better.
then you invalidate whatever I said. I thought we actually put something together that was strong in terms of following up on justice, saying what the problem is, and then giving a solution, which has been different from last week. We're actually asking for planetary guardian teams. Like,
I love that. I know, and I didn't at all talk about what you brought into it. I was self-critiquing there. Yeah.
You're way off, like so fucking off. I can't believe it. But I can understand. I mean, what you've been telling me and what you've shown, it isn't, you're not basing your evaluation on a strict seeing of yourself. You're basing it upon some fucking negative interpretation from around you that you're afraid of that has no existence. Like, I'll tell you, you show that to 20 people and they'll all go, fuck Yogi, you nailed it. And don't tell them ahead of time, I think I blew it away. Just say nothing. And just say, watch this. And I'll bet you they'll just say positive things. It's like Wayne Gretzky saying, I had a bad game. It's like, Wayne, you had a bad game, but you got five. Like, you did so many good things, but he's going, but I'm aiming up there. I'm supposed to, you should have done a pirouette, or you should have come up with the newest info that no one knows. You need to repeat things. You need to say things over and over again. People, you can't, like, if we just said the same fucking thing each week and we just said it in a different way, it would still work because everyone needs to hear. That's what they do. They repeat lies over and over again. So we need to repeat the truth, and we need to repeat a perspective that is not agreeing with that fucking corporate narrative. That's what we're doing. And fuck it, man. Like, get confident. Get confident, because we got to be confident with our game in a sense. I know I'm not perfect, and I know I'm fucking up in so many ways, but at the core of it, I have to believe that what I'm saying is true and it's good enough, and I'm good enough, and we're good enough, and that I don't hear what they're saying that I want to say, so I'm going to say it. And if I say it in a certain way and you say it in a certain way and both come together, like I said, they come together, they go, those are good perspectives. Each one is kind of uniquely different. And then you hear both and it's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. I really liked going back and forth. That's pretty cool about India, eh? That India actually fought Pfizer back and actually thought for themselves. I think that's the most exciting part of it. Yeah. So yeah, you should be a part of this. It's the Children's Health Defense. I'm not sure if you're part of that newsletter, but that's Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s. Yeah, it's great.
And I'd like to add something. I mean, let's say this. Like, I'm looking at my outputs. I'm doing a show with you, I'm doing a show with Lisa. I'm doing kind of shows with 3 other people. I'm writing a manual, do my own video. Like, my whole fucking plate is full, right? My plate is full just like you. So you can't say, you got a lot of work, I got a lot of work. After this, I go back in and then do 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of work on this particular thing, right? Are you doing any work after this on this particular thing? I don't think so. Maybe a little bit, but in prep for the show. But I'm just saying, You want this to get better, put more work in. You
Well,
want
that's
this
my
to get
criticism
better,
to me for sure is
just let me finish. Find it, like if you don't have the time, find 4 people that can help and then delegate and do it that way. Or just get smarter with your time. But I mean, you have to believe in what you have as it is. As it is. And then the missing pieces are all the other pieces. It's not our content, it's distribution and it's setup and it's all that other shit, right? So that's what we got to put attention upon if we want to take the game up. But you just get you have to believe you're fucking good enough, man. Independent of what any of these other motherfuckers think or say. And if they don't support you on your Facebook stream, and if they got nasty things, who gives a flying fuck? These guys are fucking with us. We need to do something about it. We got to stop our internal, oh my God, I don't know if I can do. No, we do.
Well, I'm confident now. Like, I am confident that we're good. I'm confident, but I'm disappointed in myself. The lack of preparation that I did for this show. I didn't set us up powerfully. And I think that is a very sober thing to be saying. Like, I didn't write notes. I didn't orientate myself. So I'm coming in and my whole internal workings right now is I feel like I'm hovering and I haven't landed into the show. Our pre-game show was strange. And half the time I'm thinking, fuck, I really hope that he doesn't push that and actually include that in the show. It's going to embarrass me. And then I'm going to be like, fuck, you know what? I love doing the show, but I can't do it because we keep releasing things that are half baked. It's like being a baker, loving being in the kitchen with someone, but then it gets pulled out kind of half baked and we're like trying to sell them. I don't want to put my name on that package.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to look at
bullshit.
When you are coming
it's sloppy.
Out, listen to me. When you come out, I told you, if we have a consistent show once a fucking week and we're doing it, that's good enough. We have a pregame and a show and a postgame. I like
it's
that.
It's good enough
a pregame
for
is
you.
Very different.
Yeah.
Then fucking do some editing. You want to change it. You want to do
well, that's what I'd like to do.
Everything, and you can do what you want with it and come up with your damn show. I'm doing a format that I can handle with my workload that I can do. I told you my fucking editing doesn't bring in something over 30 minutes, so I can't even fucking edit it. I would like to edit it, but I can't. So given my restraints of what I can do, I'm putting it at the place where it's fucking good enough. And you know what? Our fucking pregame show is way better than you think. And all those little things, that's just you. That's just me talking. Who gives a flying fuck if we're not fucking perfect? And
then you're going to lose people. You lose people in the first 10 minutes.
The only people that are going to stay with us at some point, we'll have 100,000 people. You don't lose. You can't think about you're going to lose people.
I'll agree to disagree. I love the show. I love us. I love what you put into this show. This is not a criticism about you. I am so grateful that, for the editing that you have done. But I am upset that I have no say in what you include in, you pop up. Yeah, it's basically, I feel like super anxious because as soon as I sit in this chair, the recording is started. And if it was like actually generating something that I thought was funny in the pre-game shows, I'd be up for it. But for me, it's like, I'm fucking around with my fucking mics and stuff. Like, that's not a pre-game show. That's like just frustrating. It's frustrating for me because basically in that moment, you're like dominating me. And it's either I just shut up and just let it go.
Dominating you through the whole pregame show?
No, not what you said, but the fact that it's going to be included. The fact that like it's like being recorded when like I would love to record a pregame show, but
Yogi, no one
I wasn't ready.
Watching us.
But no one's going to watch us in the future if we don't do it.
We are practicing.
Well, then don't fucking put it on the internet.
It's good enough. Our
For
fucking
you, it
show
is.
is great.
For
Our
you, it
fucking
is.
show, our show, the one we do once a week, not the pregame, not the fucking postgame, is fucking great.
I think so too. I'm
So,
not talking about the fucking
you're
tour.
saying it's fucking horrible. So your
No, I'm saying
mindset
the fucking
shouldn't be the thing that's interpreting this, because you got a negative interpretation of the fucking thing.
You throw anything out onto the internet and you complain that nobody's watching it. Maybe there has to be some change in the something has to change there in order for us to get more. Why did Justice get so many views?
Because he's got an audience.
No, because we were clean and clear.
No, he put it on his thing, and he's got people who watch him. We have no audience, neither of us.
Well,
but neither of us are trying to get an audience.
And that's why all I am saying is that I think that the pre and post game is, I don't like it. And is that
I'll
not
list
enough?
it. I'll guess what? I'll put it up unlisted so no one can fucking see it.
If you want to do that,
I
but
wanna
why
put it in
can't
very
like the
strict
actual
hands,
show?
because
Why can't the show have a chance to be great?
so make a website that's just the show, and we just put in the stuff that's the show, nothing else. And you can even have the say in that, if you don't like anything, cut it out. You have full control to fucking edit it.
Great.
And
And
that's the end game where we're aiming. And that's the missing piece. So I'll build that. I'll do that work.
great. And there is the dynamic of me not being able to say, like, let's not record this or let's not post this. Thank you for hearing me on that, because it is something that really weighs on me. It upsets me. I don't feel like I have a say. And it's like, if I want to work with you, it has to be this way. And that's not like, that's not a reciprocal relationship. And again, I know I am disappointed in myself around the preparation for this show to make it fresh and different. I and it's because I actually appreciate us and love what we do. It's not just me being unreasonably critical of myself. It is, I think I have some valid points. That's, yeah.
It's like, let's say again, Wayne Gretzky's mad and he didn't prepare, he didn't do his skates, he didn't do all these things that were the best preparation for the game. And then he goes into the game. He's still great. He's still good at what he does. The preparation is not an indication of how good he's actually going to be in the game. And so when you're speaking, I hear articulation, I hear intelligence, I hear clear thoughts, I hear things I do not hear from normal media. I love the way you put the information together, and I think it's very digestible for people to hear. No one, when we get an audience, it will spread based upon our good content. Neither of us, as I can see, is ready for it. And to me, everything I've been doing is practice. I don't think anything I've ever done is the game. And I'm getting close. And this to me is, you're getting more serious good, I'll get more serious good. And we just put together what is necessary to make it whatever is going to be the best. But like you, I have fucking major fucking other projects. This is a side project.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not my only thing, and this is the only thing I'm doing, and I'm getting paid to do it like other people who are at that professional level doing shit. We're doing this high level shit with us just at the sidelines doing it without help from anybody. So, give some props to the fact that we're doing it and that it's getting done and it's not costing us money. We're doing this, fuck, man. Throw some bones, or I guess that horrible, it was just like, fuck, man. I mean, I'm working my ass off. we just did that, and you think it's horrible, and it's just like, fuck, I thought it was great. And then I hear it and I go, you're hitting me, and you're going, fuck, you think I'm horrible? I thought I was fucking, fuck.
I never said, and that's your stuff, because I never said that you were bad. I never said that it
I
was
thought
about
you said
you.
it's horrible, the show. I didn't know it was just you thought you were horrible. So I acknowledge that.
Yeah. I thought that I was horrible. You had all you were prepared. You had your book review. That was your material. Okay. I vamped on it a bit, but I felt myself circumnavigating and like missing points that, again, we've done this enough that it's not like if we just turn on a camera, and speak. I know that we're dynamic, and that's what I told you this week. I love our dynamic. I love the way that we show up together. I love you, the way that you show up, the way that you appear on camera, your countenance, your maturity, your magnanimousness, all those things. And so if you can hold that in, and take that so that you can be secure a bit that I'm not talking about you here. I am talking about the inclusion of everything. I am not you in that way. I do not want to just put up 1,000 videos and, let people sift through them. I am more of a perfectionist, I guess, in that way. And I'm kicking myself, the fact that, I'm trying to, I allowed other parts of my life to dominate and fill up this week. And so I finally fucking got my video editing program fixed on Thursday. So it's finally fixed. And so now I can, you know where my mind is that I can release excerpts from the show with Laura, so I can actually release that with pride. That's where my mind is, and or with your other person, the healing
Lisa.
healers, Lisa. Thank you. So, and then where's my other part of my mind is, let's schedule when we're actually going to do a pre-fucking game or like a pre-show meeting where it's not being recorded, where we can actually discuss what we're going to do this week, and so that we can get together.
I agree with that. There's something I just like to put forward here, that, and I just want to acknowledge, I get the wanting privacy. I get the not wanting to be seen all the time, and I get not wanting to be recorded all the time. And I can get how irritating and frustrating that could be from your end or anyone's end. Okay, I acknowledge that, and it's not that I apologize. It's just that I place so much value on every discussion because it's part of a process, and I feel that this is part of the school of conscious communication. That every conversation I have with everybody is part of that school of conscious communication, and every conversation is actually something that has value. That last video we did, great value. There's so many people who are in your position who are having doubts about how they're going to do it and how they appear, everything about being seen on video, and it's all valid. And for not to see it, to see us actually discussing it and hear what we're saying, maybe not here and not on the internet for everyone to see, but just in a certain, access of going, this is this context, this is a situation. And as a facilitator or as somebody, watch this. This is content for a school. This is a conversation. This is part of all these conversations because this is what we're doing, and we're doing the show, but the conversations behind the show that create the show are very valid. Like just this one we're in right now is a great conversation. Watch two men get mad at each other. Watch people, this is when you're watching W5, and if there's a show about how W5 was made, and you got to see what the reporters were doing and who they're talking to and anything, that stuff is actually really interesting, at least to me. Maybe not to you, but to other people, of going, how does this fucking work? When I saw Star Trek, and they're doing a documentary behind the scenes of how Star Trek was, there's tons of stuff that was fascinating. And I believe that like the very secret plan, like if you look on that website, if you look at where this is, if you look at where I tape the things and put it up, and that's the show to me, I don't I honestly don't care right now that anyone sees it. I'm just getting into the mode of how do I do this? How do I actually do this? Because again, if we had tons of people and everyone trying to get a hold of us and stuff going on, I'd be overwhelmed. I'm still in building the infrastructure for this whole media system. And so you and Lisa are examples of a show, and then all these other things are connected, and everything's, there's a software and there's other things going on, and it's not kind of, it's clunky and it's this and that and this and that, but there's some gems. There's parts that are just fucking gems, man, that when they connect together, this is going to be like a lot of ways to get attention. So every show is going to get like, we're a new media system. And it's not there yet. And we both have lives going on that, that, but at some point, it may be that each of us, like the best hour of our day is that show. And we sit down and we go, okay, I'm giving it. That's the game. I'm putting forward my thing. And now the world's going to, and we got 100,000 people watching. That's something. And I appreciate your desire to bring up your game, bring up the show's game. You don't want shit going out. I get that. And I appreciate that. And I want that too.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
It's not a question of me. What I will do is all of the videos that aren't the show, I'm going to unlist. I'm still going to put them up in the very secret plan. But again, no one's seen it. But the only people who do see it to me are like Lisa or the other people. Like the people who are watching what I'm doing are the people I'm working with. That's about it. But that's fine for me because we're building something here.
I'm fine with that. And I thank you for hearing me. It's a dynamic that I've seen play out at different times, is people like when we like say up at Fairy Creek or something, where like someone comes in and like the camera goes on right away without like getting their buy-in, right? And it's like, okay, because then if you have their buy-in, then you have a greater chance of a long-term relationship. You're building a foundation of trust and respect, and so that's something that I would love to see for us, especially if we're both coming into a scene where we can actually be working on an agreeable procedure of getting consent, and so that people aren't unnerved and then defensive.
Agreed. And also after doing this for 10 years, I would say most of the time I am in that position with people, and that isn't my lead.
Good.
So
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying.
Great. Yeah. Well, because you could be a Walter Cronkite of the conspiracy world.
I've been around, and what I learned was a lot of fear stops people in lots of different ways. And you got to get to the root of your own fear. You got to understand that that's what they use against us. And that standing in places which are uncomfortable, or sometimes bring out a camera where people are uncomfortable, asking, but learning to document things as they occur. And that's what I've been doing all these years. When the police are talking to the protesters at the front, one person out with the phone, most important jurisdiction talking going on right then. That you don't ask, you do it. You see it and you do it. And there are people that don't want you to do it because they know. So these are other aspects, it just depends. Media is a huge, broad spectrum of harsh situations to the best situations and everything in between.
Yeah. No, I can appreciate that. Wow.
We made it through the other side. A lot
Yeah,
of times.
right. What was that? Yeah.
So I appreciate you for staying in the fire with me um, and being
Me
honest
too.
and just we both got to hear each other and sometimes.
Yeah, it's a I think as we age as men, to be able to still be permeable and like actually relent when it's appropriate or be open to it, like, oh wow, that person is offering me or asking me to try on something, I'm actually going to try it on and see so I don't have to defend my previous way of doing things as like the first agenda, but that actually to see what is the truth. And I really hear the call for you to like strip myself of unnecessary shame or self-rejection, but also to stand up, and if I don't like something, take action through editing. And that is the next step for me, is for this show is actually to be able to look at it. And there was enough material with Lisa that I was like, oh yeah, you know it was like the last 10 minutes was like had people just like actually almost being concerned about their medical health. They were laughing so much,
Really?
yeah. Yeah, but it was like at minute 50 it like
Right.
really went in, like sure, like include a bit because it starts to ramp up, because we had this kind of uneasy kind of dynamic there, with like me and Lisa there. We're kind of like, okay, we're doing a healing and what the fuck's happening, and he's not saying anything, and I'm like, feel it, and it was perfect. It was really good. um okay, yeah, so
Another thing I just add, I'll go through the other platforms and I'll take the pre and the post off and I'll just have the shows
thank you.
and then I'll keep them in the School of Conscious Communication. I'll unlist them, but I'll still again have them in the Very Secret Plan. So that's the only place someone could see them is if they went in the Very Secret Plan. And that's kind of
Thank
like
you.
the back door. That's like the secret plan is just for people who know about it and are tracking or watching. By the time they get there, they've seen our show just what it is. But then by the time they get like, let's say in a year or so, something goes big or something, then they can go, oh, and then they see it and then they go, okay, that's the background stuff. So it's different, right? That's the idea of it. It's like layered. It's not like the best stuff is for everybody. And then you go in and it's more and more intimate, but you have to participate to get there.
Yeah,
Right. So you're part of the plan. You're not just watching. You're now
a part of the plan.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Yeah, I like it. Did you talk to Justice? He was wondering if there was going to be an edited version, but maybe that conversation's passed because he's already posted it. Yeah, I
He
mean,
can he can chop it up and if he wants, but
yeah, right. So I can give him access to the raw material if he's interested in that.
yeah, I mean he can just
Are you
download
okay
it
with that?
from YouTube. So
Yeah. Have you guys been talking a bit?
just a little bit. Someone wanted to meet him. I introduced them, but I think and again the idea being that now Justice can have a TV show in the Very Secret Plan, and that's part of how they come on. Like if someone is strong enough for their own show,
Yeah.
we or you or me or you can now bring them in and then they get their own show, and that's part of how the plan grows. It's a web TV show creation show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that. And the idea of being a funnel is great because I mean, my excitement is in part interviewing amazing people. That's something that I want to do, and I see that as something that really, yeah, that excites me.
And again I put forward, you can do that on your own and there's no problemo in terms of just I just hope that we keep our thing going, kind of thing. If you start interviewing others and you drop me, I might be a little pissed, but I'd have to get used to it. But
No, I have little interest in that. I just because you're a fan of people as much as I am. You actually like people. And you've never been kind of like a wonky interview. You've always been a really great interview with, when other people are there. Yeah. You only get wonky when it's just me. That's a joke. That's a joke.
well, you mean actually talk? I mean, most of the time I'm just listening. So
And I, if there's any critique, I would say, uh, see more of your own strength. Anyways, I think that you always add really great points to an interview, you know, especially if you know something about the topic. Yeah, so I'd say, speak more. Don't thrust me out front just because it's more comfortable.
well, I mean, it's a call, right? It's sort of like if someone like Justice again, some people they need to be given the open road to really let it loose, and we're just there to facilitate that, right? So, and then other discussions might be another time or other people where we're actually discussing something, in my opinion, is as valid as everyone's, and we're making that kind of debate, which I love doing too. But again, it just depends, right? Like that's what I like with me and you. Like we do go back and forth, and we do, it's a conversation.
Yeah, I was really enjoying listening to you, and hopefully I gave as much of the floor as I was intending to, because you were really clear today, I felt, and you had a lot of really great points. And so I was like, what, I was just not saying anything and just breathing, you know? Yeah.
Well, I feel like for me, I can tell when I get, let's say, more animated or more excited or more into it, when I really start to lose my sense of self. And a lot of times I prefer a more sort of balanced approach, because then I know my excitement can kind of, maybe I'm just blabbering on like you. I think I've lost it. And only later I'm watching, then it's hard to watch sometimes, because how you are in a moment, you may not like, but other people may appreciate. You don't know it, right? But we tend to self-judge ourselves, right?
Yeah, that's where we need our control groups to be able to go in and listen, so we can get, a 500 people from around the world in different demographics all looking at the show.
Well, I think if we have you, like, how about this? We can both, let's say, be honest when we think the other person is horrible. Like if you're horrible and you're just kind of in some spot. But I guess to me, it's kind of like that's where humor comes in, where if you're horrible, it's generally probably very funny. Or if I'm horrible, it's funny. And no one else, like, and someone's got to be at the root of the funniness. And I find when you, whether trying or not, you can be very funny a lot if you wanted to. And I think our dynamic can be funny because we are kind of so different. So I mean, it's, we have to get to the point where that's happening naturally, right?
Yeah. And I get ultra serious when I'm trying to be, quote, good or official. And I see that in my teaching as well. You know, I I'm quite crazy actually in the core of me, and it comes out. But then when I am I'm trying to say, yeah, when I'm trying to capture, sometimes it gets very serious. I'm very
Well, and
serious.
the thing is, I bet you there's parts, the parts you don't like, or the parts which maybe you feel uncomfortable about. To me, I'll bet you are like the creme de la creme. Like they're just moments that I enjoy, and it's not that I'm laughing at you. I'm I'm enjoying your humor, right? Or I'm enjoying it, kind of like, I just think when you open up, you're fucking hilarious, man. You know, you've got a great sense of humor.
Well, let's get high next time. Hey, that's what I need.
You didn't smoke before?
No, no. I don't. Most of the time I don't. Yeah. No, I've never actually. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, of the three we did today, this third one in the long run is going to be the most interesting.
Yeah.
It's a real conversation, right? And it's pretty animated in some parts.
It really was. Yeah, people are gonna buy ringside seats for the post show. Yeah. They can square off and battle it out. Yeah.
I was pissed.
I was too. I really was. Yeah.
It's good that because bringing it out because I can feel
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
you're holding something, eh? And I'm grinding you, and you're inside. You go, fuck, sweep, stop fucking doing that shit.
I really, yeah. I believe that friendships start with the first big disagreement, and before that, they're relationships of convenience and pleasure. Yeah.
True. Well, it's good. I think it's going to force us to get better or whatever. But that's that's so funny that you. I mean, isn't that like the human thing that you have a meeting about needing to prepare, you don't prepare, then you have the show, and if you took the time that you had the meeting to prepare, you humans have to meet and they fucking never do it.
So that's a fantastic point and very embarrassing. Oh, how's my lighting, eh? This is
I
yeah.
think I think it looked great. I mean, very professional. Is that actually a background or is it actual curtains? I mean, it looks like curtains.
It is real curtains. Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Looks great, man.
I have you've seen this, right? Like I have 3 lights here. I have a ring light and 2 side lights.
Wow.
Like it's pretty freaking cool. So we got that one, and then
Sweet,
that one.
man. Wow.
Yeah. And they're cheap, man. They're fucking cheap. They're like this whole thing. I mean, one was like 150 and the 2 of them were 150. So like for $300, you got complete. Yeah.
If I can just finish one thing, it's like part of one of my biggest fears has been I won't be able to keep up to the work that I create once this gets going. Like it's just each project, if it actually starts going, will gobble up everything. And I'm finding like as I, with you and Lisa, that's a lot of work. I'm running out of time, and I'm working quicker, and I'm trying to get better. But there's other things to do, and then another like massive opportunities surrounding me right now. And each one, if I dove in, it would be filled with opportunity. Like it's never ending. But I have to work. But then guess what? I'm just about to work, just about to do. And guess what? Oh, there's a new card set to do. I'm going to work on a new card set. And then I start a completely new project, and I get into it and I'm just loving it because I love the pure creativity of something new and doing the logistical stuff. Like for these things, it's like, at some point, I want to pay, someone should be doing this shit. I don't want to do it. I just want to be, show up like you, do it, and then walk away, and then everything's done, right? Everything's done. But I'm not in that position.
Well, yeah, there's someone that is probably interested in doing some editing, I'm assuming. It was interesting. Justice was like, oh yeah, so let's talk about editing. And so I don't know if he's interested in that kind of thing. I think he really liked being around us, being with us. He got a lot from it. Yeah.
I mean, how often do you have 2 grown, intelligent, smart men just sit there and go, tell us what you learned, man?
Yeah, it's true.
Give you the stage the whole time and not take away the convo and not, just said, fucking give it to us, man.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
that's huge.
We are, yeah. The world is a box of stars. And so let's unpack them. Okay. Love you, man. Thanks.
Okay, that was a great chat. And I'll put them up and you'll see them.
Great. And send me the raw and I'll see what I can extract for the